Oh, it's cold. So cold. Hello everyone and welcome to a very cold morning here in Bavaria. It's so cold. It's the beginning of February. Today I want to talk to you about some tips and tricks about the Volkswagen ID.3, and most of those tricks apply to other MEB platform cars, so ID.4 or Skoda Enyaq or Cupra Born, and some is even normal for Volkswagen cars that you might not know. You have your Volkswagen key, you press unlock, but you keep pressing unlock and the windows will open. And the same thing when you lock. Lock and hold and the windows will close. The window control inside the car. When you press rear, you control the rear windows, but when you press and hold, it blinks and then you control with one button all the windows. The ignition button under the steering wheel you use when you want the ignition on, even when you're outside the car. I guess most of us know the trick with the seat heater. You have your temperature buttons here, and when you press both, that's the seat heater. It works okay. You can't do it too fast, but it works okay. Adaptive cruise control distance setting, you can always press and then press it again and it will change the distance, as you can see, but you can also press it till it appears there and then press the minus and plus button to do it. So press and then minus and plus. This on-off button of the infotainment system stops, so pauses or plays music if you're playing Bluetooth music, or mutes radio or unmutes. When you press this long, the infotainment system will start again. We all know the software version where that is. You go into system and then system information. If you want a more detailed look, you press long the home button and then you get to this. And it says update, but whatever. I don't know what those things are, but you can. Also very nice when you are in the map, with double finger you slide on the plus minus for volume and it will zoom in and out. Why not? There we go. In the infotainment system, when you go to assist, you can either go here to the drop-down menu and go to the different settings, or you use the layout here. So this is lane assist, this is front assist, and this is adaptive cruise control. And here we have driver alert system. Changing favorites, you scroll down and then you can press long one and then you get to change different things. So here you have different things that you can put up if you want that, and then you can go out. For example, I have the steering wheel heater in here. Dark mode or bright mode is in favorites. Then we have bright mode. Then all of this is white. Not a fan. Go back to dark. Of course, you can move around the tiles, put them somewhere else or in a different window, and in the home view you can, with a long press, change what you see on each window and how big it is, where you put it. All works very nice. Now I want to explain the region power meters. So the blue one is the power and the green one is the regen. Regen is regenerative braking that charges into the battery, and the blue line shows how much power is available. When this blue line gets less, that means you have a power limit, maybe the battery is cold or you're on a low state of charge. And regen, this green line, goes to the right, so it's less long. That's also because maybe you have a very high state of charge and regen is lowered, or a cold battery. Now some tips and tricks about the battery. First of all, battery care. If you want your battery to be well and healthy for a very, very long time, try to stay between a state of charge from 20 to 80%. Rarely go under 20 or above 80. That's the best for the battery. And charge mostly not on DC, charge on AC with 11 kilowatt or even slower, that's fine. I think 2 kilowatt is not the optimal thing, so with a granny charger, try to charge with 5 or 11 kilowatt. This is the best for your battery. Charging power is something different. If you want the peak charging power that the Volkswagen ID.3 can give you, older models 100 kilowatt, newer models 120 kilowatt, or 134 is the peak. If we want to get that, there are two things that have to be accomplished. The battery has to be above 25 degrees, the battery temperature, and your state of charge has to be under 15%. And how you can find out the battery temperature, I will show you in a second. In the newest WeConnect ID app, you can already see the charging power in kilowatt. In the car, you can only see how many kilometers per minute or per hour are added of range. If you're charging AC or DC, if you're inside the car and you're heating up the cabin, the power to heat up the cabin will come from the charger. So when you're preheating and charging at the same time, for example at home with 11 kilowatt, there will be 2 to 3 kilowatt hour less going into the battery because it's preheating the cabin. Important, when you charge DC, you have your normal control, everything works as always, and when you have heat on or AC, it just works without anything special. When you do that in AC, there's a special icon that appears in the infotainment system, where usually your AC and your temperature is shown. You press that and then the interior will be heated up or cooled down. Now some winter tips. First of all, preheating, well, the summer too, pre-cooling, very important. When you do scheduled preheating or you preheat via the app, it always does this for 30 minutes. So let's say you start the preheat of the car, after 10 minutes you get into the car, drive 5 minutes and let the car park, it will still preheat. So if you don't want that, if you don't need that, when you get out of the car, it might tell you air conditioning now, you can turn that off. So no preheating, or you have to turn it off via the app. Otherwise it will always do it for 30 minutes. Important about the battery heater. So ID.3 has a battery heater with 6 kilowatt. It will heat up the battery to a certain temperature. And right now in February, we're still on software version 2.3. And that means that when the battery, not the outside temperature, when the battery has a temperature below 7 degrees, the battery heater will heat it up to 13 degrees, because at 80% when the battery is at that temperature, you have full regen and full power. So no power limit, no regen limit, and this is what Volkswagen intended. But with the new software 3.0, it's coming March, April, this will change. The heating up of the battery will be done in steps. I don't know the exact detail how it will be done, but it should get better. When you're plugged in at home and you're preheating the car, the battery will not be heated up right now. It should be doing this with the new software. When you're not plugged in and you preheat the car, the battery will be heated up. Lastly, I want to talk to you about Obd dongles. So those are two dongles. This is a normal dongle, ton one, whatever. I think it was 30 or 40 euros. And this is Obd11. And Obd11 can do a bit more, but for certain cases, this one is better. The OBD port is under here, on the left of the steering wheel. It's purple, and you just plug this in. And this is a device that via Bluetooth connects to your phone, and then you have an app and you can read out stuff. Let's start with Obd11. I made a video about this last week, what you can do, because with Obd11 you can read out battery stuff or of the car, motor and whatever data in real time. You can make graphs, but you can also change settings that you usually cannot do that. For example, lane assist or this online offline mode. There's even people that are doing stuff with travel assist if they don't have it, but you need hardware stuff too. So I don't know if this works really well. So you have to look into that. But let's plug that in. Where is it? There it is. Plug it in. Go to our Obd software and connect. Yeah, connection to Obd takes a while. Still going on. There we have it. And then you can go into certain control units and see data of the battery. I can go into battery energy module, go into live data, and I can see voltage of the HV system, high voltage system. It's 421.5 volts. But there are other apps, and for this I use the other dongle because the Obd dongle only works with the Obd software. And if I plug that in, there's Car Scanner Pro, for example. I can go in here and connect. And Car Scanner Pro is very versatile. You can do a lot of stuff and change things of the view. You cannot do any changes in the car, but you can see data. And for example, I have all of this here and I can read it out and I see my state of charge 72.4, what the battery is being drained with kilowatt, 2.3 kilowatt. My temperature in the battery is 11.5 up to 13.6. The inlet, this is if the battery is being heated up or not, is 10 degrees, so it's not being heated up. And I can see my maximum energy content of this battery, 54.4 kilowatt hours. That's pretty correct. But sometimes, I don't know if this number is always perfect, because it changes around. I don't know if it's depending on the state of charge or the battery temperature or whatever. I don't know. And you can, but to establish all of this, it takes a bit of time, a bit of work. And there's even an easier app, and that's EV-Notify. EV-Notify is for free. Car Scanner Pro costs I think €6 or €8, I can't remember. And Obd has different prices that I talked about in the video. Costs a bit if you want to do some changes. But EV-Notify, you open it up and it just connects extremely fast. You'll see in initializing, please wait. And there it has it, and then it reads out the data, and then I have everything. I see on the top right the red number, 2.25 kilowatt, battery temperature, minimum, maximum, and the inlet, and then the voltage and the battery current. What I don't see any other things yet, but the programmer can always change it and program it. And with Car Scanner Pro and this, you can of course use other cars as well. But EV-Notify is the fastest to see for your battery temperature, for example. Just open it and it's just there. There's no configuration or anything. That's awesome. If you want to support me via Patreon or via channel membership, links are in the description below. And of course there's merch like this beautiful hoodie. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.